Welcome to Getting Home Sourced with G. Your one-stop shop for all things real estate. Gianno is your go-to guy with over 25 years of experience in the game, serving up the insider scoop on buying, selling, and investing in two of the hottest markets, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Cabo, Mexico. Whether you're looking to score the perfect home, seal the deal on a sale, or dive into the world of international investments, G's got the tips, tricks, and swagger to make it happen. Remember, in Nevada, the smart choice is the right choice. And when it comes to Cabo, you better go oceanside with Cabo G. If you were looking for a quiet, tranquil show about real estate, this ain't it. Gianno has this thing called passion. Let's unleash the beast. This is Welcome to Getting Home Sourced. And now your host, Gianno.
Hey, what do you say? Hey, folks, thanks for sticking around this week for another rockin' show at Getting Home Source with you-know-who, Gianno, me, Gianno, at VegasHomeSource.com, Cabo G, Vegas G, NYC G, Worldwide G, and toll-free G, 888-528-2810. So there you go, folks. We're right there live. I am so jacked up today for this show. But of course, I always have to start out by saying good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you're listening around the world. Thank you so much. And I have to give love and I have to give appreciation and shout out. My newbies, my first timers, thank you so much for tuning in for your show. This is the first time for you, thank you. Or just a couple times, even better, thank you so much. And thank you for listening. And of course, the engine that drives the Ferrari, which is the show, Getting Home Sourced. My repeat offenders, love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for subscribing. Again, for those that haven't subscribed on, please do so. Getting Home Sourced with G. You're going to love it. Thank you. Tell your friends. We want to grow the community. As I always say, we're building, we're growing, we're learning together, we're talking, we're interacting. And that's what this show is all about, folks. And of course, my website, make sure you sign up for the newsletter. You go to VegasHomeSource.com, click on the newsletter. We always have some great stuff that we put out there. And also we have free MLS, folks. You guys know, my repeat offenders, you got to tell the world we have free MLS for Cabo, free MLS for Las Vegas. And if you need house searches wherever, you contact me and I get it out to the masses for you. You know, we have the connections. We get it out there and we make it happen. And of course, who could forget, right? My concierge partnership program. Okay, we're giving back to everybody. We have our Vegas concierge partnership program. We have our Cabo concierge partnership program. And I have my concierge partnership tax benefits program that goes out to everybody, international, domestic friends, setting up corporate entities, how to do that, how to buy property here in the United States, as well as buying into Mexico. So you want to reach out for me to get information about that. A lot of exciting stuff over there. People have already reached out. And I know they're happy because they wouldn't be excited in reaching out to me if they weren't. So again, tools for everybody. That's what this show's about. It's about engagement. It's about giving back. It's our community. This is our chat room per se. And we have a voice. And I really thank everybody for listening. But
yeah, baby. Yeah.
In today's show, we're going to cover a few things as I aptly titled, What's the Latest and Greatest, right? What's the latest and greatest? What's happening in the world? What's happening now? And more importantly, what's happening in real estate? But I will say to start out with that in Las Vegas, we have the EDC, which is the Electric Daisy Carnival, which is going on actually right now as we're talking, right? So we have that live, and it's every May, folks. It used to be in June, but the weather got too hot. People were passing out, so they moved it back. So normally just always calculate the middle of May. This time around, it's the 15th to the 18th. And the cool thing, too, is every year that we have it. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger, folks. What they call the ICSC, which is the International Council of Shopping Centers Convention. But now they rebranded it, and now they call it the Innovating Commerce Servicing Communities Convention, right? I know they're trying to tap into that tech and the AI and what have you, but this is the largest real estate community convention that they have every year here in Las Vegas, which is really, really super cool. If you haven't been, it really is a must if you're in commercial real estate or if you're a landlord and you own shopping plazas and centers, wherever you are around the world. Very, very informative, very, very exclusive, really, really fun. And they have, from what I was told, over 100,000 worldwide members. But I think for this show that's coming up, which again is going to be held May 18th to the 20th, you're looking at about over 65,000 attendees, which is pretty cool because they're probably going to have over about 500 exhibitors. And they have the station setups and what have you. And the convention center is so big. And for those that haven't been in Las Vegas in a while, they probably tripled the convention space from the old convention space to the new convention space, which used to be the Riviera Hotel. And they knocked that down, and it stretches all the way out. And it's really super, super exciting. Very up-to-date, very tech-oriented, and massive, massive floor space for people to do their exhibits and what have you. But the cool thing about the ICSC is that everybody goes there to network, whether you're a commercial broker, whether you're a landlord, whether you're the lender, what have you. Everybody goes there to hobnob and rub shoulders with everybody. And usually the real networking goes behind the scenes at the pools in the hotels where people stay at. But down on the floor, developers, retailers, deal makers, I mean, it's all there. You receive educational classes that they give out there throughout the convention times and days and what have you, the seminars that go on. Very, very fun stuff. And again, it focuses on retail property management, leasing, and commercial real estate trends. So in essence, it's basically a marketplace industry convention. And for those that get involved in commercial real estate, seriously, folks, if you haven't been, you really should sign up next year. Again, it's always around May. May seems to be a big time here in Las Vegas in the United States because between the convention, the ICSC, then you have EDC, and then it rolls into the national holiday, which is Memorial Day weekend. I mean, for 2 weeks, it's just nonstop jam-packed, and the town is buzzing, and people come here. What do? They're looking for real estate. They're looking for deals, and so forth and so on. But also in the news, yet again, of course, I have to say that, is the real estate marketing companies are suing each other again, right? So now Zillow's going after who else? Compass, because they're the conglomerate. Zillow is the marketing company. And folks, like I mentioned before, for those that know Zillow, like Realtor.com and Omni and all these other, social platforms that I call them, they're not real estate companies. All they are is a marketing arm. They take real estate data throughout different countries and they go and promote it out there, and then they capture your information. So, of course, you have that distraction going on because now they're all suing each other for what? They're suing now, which I think is kind of funny because they're not able, meaning Zillow, they're not able to share private listings that Compass is actually doing, and they're cutting them off. So you see all these, like Pac-Man style, all these companies are like absorbing each other, and then, of course, they cut the other ones off and then leave them out to dry so they can be the big kid in the playground, per se. But again, folks, like I've been saying before, over and over, I kind of feel like I'm beating this topic to death. Please understand that these platforms do not care about the consumer. They don't care about you. All they care about is making money off of you. And they get your data, they get your information, they get your contact, and they sell that like 10 times over, right? So that's why I tell people, if you're looking for properties or if you want to look for properties, you go onto your preferred realtor's website, which is exclusive, it's private, it's there for you, right? Or you go on to my website, vegashomesource.com, if you're looking in Los Cabos, Mexico, and Las Vegas, Nevada, in the United States specifically. I have the MLS free for you, and nobody takes your data. Nobody sees when you're going on there. I don't even see when you're going there. Okay. And it's private, it's discreet, it's there for you. And you log in, you get your information on your properties, you're doing your homework. And like I tell people before in the past, when you're ready to come out and see me, then you reach out, you call, email, text, whatever you want to do. We make it happen. And then we set everything up. But please just understand, and it's unfortunate, people not only give their name, their cell number, but they also give their address, and that's just bad news altogether, right? So, folks, if you are perusing, as I say, on these platforms, whatever you do, do not give your address. I know some people have, and they regret it. And I've warned people before in the past, going on 2 years, 3 years now, you have to be careful what you're putting out there on the internet, because once you put your stuff out there, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram or Reddit or TikTok or what have you, you don't control that. You don't own it, right? It's out there. It's going down that, super highway, right? The web highway, and what happens, it's out there for everybody to see. So please be careful when you're looking around at these platforms. I would just say, just go talk to your realtor that you know. If you don't know of a realtor, go Google somebody, go call them up, ask them questions. It's better you talk to one person than have 20 people harass you because you gave your information up on a real estate marketing platform, not a real estate company. So again, this is where the problems start and end, and I feel bad for people that have given all their information out. It's a tragedy. But again, right now, what we're talking about here is, again, what is going on? What is the latest and greatest, folks? And I can tell you right now, there is a lot of stuff that's happening in the world right now. We're going to cover that. But again, with the really how you relate to the United States and to, Middle East and to Europe and to Australia and to South America and to Central America and, of course, North America, Canada, of course, our neighbors. You have to understand and see what's going on, and you have to do your data. You have to do your homework. You have to do all the trending and see what's out there, because, again, who are you relying on other than, of course, myself, because this is the source of the source, right? But outside of myself, you have to see what's going on out there, right? You have to see what you're doing, who's giving you the information, and not so much information. It's not opinionated, but what I always call it, factual, actual, practical. This is important, and this is what happens when you go direct one-on-one. You're getting the source, you're getting the information, and again, if you like, for instance, Cabo and Vegas, you reach out to me. I actually even have the in-depth buyer guides, okay, and I have the flow chart of how to buy property here in Las Vegas as well as in Cabo. So that's free for everybody. It's too large to put on out there on the internet. So I just email people, so you can contact me, Gianno at VegasHomeSource.com, or go onto my website, send me your contact information, and boom, you get the Cabo guide, you get the Vegas guide, you have everything there. It shows you how the process works, right? And I get that strictly from the title company, folks. I don't put that together by myself. It's not a chat GPT type of thing. This specifically comes from the title companies here in Las Vegas, and also my office that I put together with our association, because it helps people. It's the guidelines and how to go about purchasing. And you talk about 2 different countries, so purchasing is taken in 2 different ways, right? So as the old saying goes, choices come with invoices. So you have to be heads up in what you're doing and how you're doing it. So on that note, I want to take a quick commercial break. And then when I get back, I'm going to cover the 5 Ps, and that's what we do. So stay tuned.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Have you been waiting for your oasis in the desert but don't know where to start? Looking for that second home or relocation home to escape and oversee those majestic mountains with beautiful palm trees blowing in the wind? Then Vegas G is here for you with keys in hand to make sure your luxury getaway is your place to stay. Contact Gianno today at 888-528-2810, and remember, your Las Vegas getaway is just a phone call away. Make the call now and come see for yourself what Vegas has to offer you.
Hey, what do you say? Hey, thank you so much for sticking around in the back half of Getting Home Sources. I'm your host, Gianno. And again, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for telling your friends and growing the show, because that's what we want to do. We want to be the little engine, not that could, but the little engine that did and that keeps continuing to do. And we're going to keep doing it, right? So that's why I'm happy everybody's tuning in. Thank you so much for your emails. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your comments. Very positive, and I really appreciate that. And also thank you for the people that I've had the pleasure of working with, and also the people that are wanting to work with me, and we're starting those conversations as well. And again, folks, if you have questions, this is what we're here for. You reach out. I also have my virtual assistant, Miss G, so if you can't get a hold of me, then you call up and you get my virtual assistant. She'll answer all the questions that you may have. And if there's questions that she can't answer, no problem. Shoot me an email and I'll take care of it, or text me or call me, what have you. You have everything there, and that's what I like about the show. That's what makes it so fun. And it's really satisfying when you can make a difference, right? And that's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy giving all the tools. I enjoy giving out all the information. And I'm gonna, like I said, we do street talk, real talk, straight talk. If I see something bad, I'm gonna call it out. If I see something great, we're gonna give it praise and shout it out, right? So this is what we do. But again, what's the latest and greatest? So this is what I want to get into, what I call the 5 Ps, because the 5 Ps are basically what? Can you tell me? I'll give you 10 seconds. Tick, 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 tick. Okay, we can't wait that long. Now, here it is, the 5 Ps. It's called proper planning prevents pathetic performance, okay? I don't know if you've ever heard that expression before. I mean, I just kind of figured it out myself over the last couple of weeks as well. The 5 Ps, you put it all together, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, and then you figure it out. So let me say it again. Proper planning prevents pathetic performance. Okay, so let's do a deep dive on this, because what does this relate to? It relates to risk, because most people are afraid of risk, right? And are scared money, and that if you have scared money, you're not going to make money, right? Because why? Because it's not being spent or invested. And we talked about this in past shows about what? Hunger and drive. And these two words, or feelings, as I like to say, could be the same to all of you, or could have different meanings, right? So again, what's more important to you? Do you have a hunger? Do you have a drive? Do they mean the same? Like, what are we talking about over here, right? So this is why we have to build our willpower. We have to figure out making smart, educated decisions, especially pertaining to real estate. Now, again, in life, we're all going to make mistakes. We already know that, right? But the goal here of this show is to prevent people from making mistakes and to give as much information and tools and guidance as possible. So this way, wherever you are around the world and wherever you're purchasing and buying and investing, at least you're getting somewhat of a cheat sheet per se. And, you know, what we call it in the old days, you get the yellow book, right? The yellow book's got all the answers. And this is what I'm trying to do, because to be honest, how many of us really properly plan? So we have to think about that. I mean, obviously we plan for what? We plan to go out, we plan to have dinner, we plan to have lunch, we have business meetings, we plan to pay our bills and what have you. But what performances do you put in to get the results that you want when you want to invest in real estate? And this is why I make it concentrated and focus on that, because I'm not just talking about meal prepping and going to the gym and all that stuff, like I said, paying bills for an example. I'm talking about how are you investing in yourself, okay? That's what it's about. What are you doing to properly plan out your future? What are you planning out to do, your goals, your investment strategies? Especially when it comes to real estate, whether it's residential, commercial, land, leasing, business, okay? Like we mentioned before, the key quote earlier, choices have invoices. So what kind of invoices do you want? Do you want checks coming back to you, or do you want to be writing checks to other people, okay? So that's how you have to look at it. That manifestation is like, I like to have a check coming with me with my name on it and a couple zeros at the end, right? As opposed to doing it the other way around and going to somebody else. But why is all of the, we call again, the last couple of shows I talked about before, we have disruption, we have diversion, we have deception. What does that all equal, folk? Disillusionment, okay? okay? This is what I see that's coming around and going around, where what happens? People feel lost, they feel overwhelmed, they have no knowledge of what's going on, who to believe and from who. All this what? Fear sets in. Now what happens? The risk factor they think goes up. They have scared money. They don't want to spend anything. They sit on it. And again, you're not going to make money sitting on money that's not investing, that's not growing for you. Okay. Everybody always talks about like you want to grow as an individual and grow as a person, but at the same time, you still have to grow and expand your bank account. You know, this is what it's all about. We have to get out there and make it happen. How do we do it? I mean, we listen to financial planners and you listen to accountants and attorneys and what have you. But at the end of the day, the quick money outside of gambling, folks, because again, I don't support gambling. I mean, it's an addiction, right? Just like drinking and smoking and whatever. But, you know, real estate is the quickest way to make money because why? You can flip a property, buy a property low, sell high.
Well, it's called the internet, and it's completely revolutionized the way we live and access vital information. For example, have a look.
And get a great return depending upon who you're going through and how you're navigating through the world of real estate right now, and especially in the areas that you're in, because I think of real estate as a labyrinth because there are people out there that are what I say, wolves in sheep's clothing. And what do? They set you up for failure. And again, perfect example would be what? Real estate marketing portals acting like they're a real estate company and acting like they have your best interest when we both know that that's not the case, right? So, but we tend to get burdened with what? Daily emails and text messages and phone calls every day. And believe me, folks, I know because I get hammered on with these AI text messages that act like they know who I am. They say my name and everything. And then when I call them up, it's a bogus number, right? So you have to be on the lookout for those kind of scams and what have you, as I call them scams, because they're a waste of my time. If they really wanted to be serious about buying property, they would be calling me up on the phone rather than trying what I call slide calling me or texting me. And they act like they know my name. They print my name, but then when I reach out to them, they have no response. And then that kind of goes to show you what it's at, right? So, but it's all AI generated. This is where we're going to. We talked about AI before in tech and how that's, you know, going in and I'm not going to say interfering with different, you know, business sectors of the world, but people are tending to rely more and more on AI, which is great when you need it for a tool for fact finding and getting information, not dictating and basically controlling your business. That's not what you want. And right now, I would say 50-50 is a toss-up between an AI person and a real person, because I mean, some people may know the difference between an AI person and a real person. I do, since I get pounded on people all day long, so I kind of feel that out, you know. But again, back to the title of the show, because again, my method of madness, it's all coming together, right? What is the latest and greatest is coming down the road? What is happening down the road, other than AI, of course, because we already know that that's in the pipeline, that's already here, and that's already spreading its wings or tentacles per se, and it's touching every fabric of what we're doing, and people kind of get brainwashed or punch drunk on the AI. But again, you have to take a look at it, because even though every sector of business is somehow incorporating AI, what happens now, what's the result? People are going to start losing jobs, right? And then what do you do for work? And then who's replacing you? And then where are you going to go next? And now you have this, you know, decisions to be made and changes that are taking place. And now you have to make some hard choices, right? So this is why you have to take stock in yourself. Whatever kind of funds that you have, whether you have a lot or a little, that's enough to go ahead and start making real estate investments to secure yourself from tech. Because AI is not going to go buy property, right? AI is what I call a service tool, and that's all it is, but people try to make it more than what it really is. And this is what's happening now. It's replacing jobs, and people are out of work. Now what happens? And they have to go through their bank savings. But this is why I'm saying we already know that the tech sector is coming.
That makes me angry.
Take the time to figure out your strategy, okay, to make fast money for yourself, which could be buying a rental property that already has tenants in there. The seller wants to sell it. You step right in and then that person's paying you what they were paying the original seller, right? You try to find deals like that, okay? There's a lot of that's going on around in the world. People just don't want to buy, and I get that and I respect that, but there are investors that would like to have that cash flow coming in because that's what they live on, whether you're mom and pop or a corporation, what have you. And in today's real estate, what do you have? You have wholesaling, you have flipping, you have people buying that have rentals in it, right? Or you're going to buy it, it's vacant now, and then you put rentals in it. So you're going to have multifamily. A lot of people like fourplexes, duplexes, triplexes. And then you have, again, multifamily. You can have 10 units or more, right? So it's important, especially for foreign investors too, and you're going to do foreign investments, right? Whether you're, living outside of the U.S. or outside of Mexico and you want to come in there, again, there's opportunity for you. Foreigners can invest, and I always talk about this in my last couple of shows with Canadians. Canadians go into the U.S. and buy property in the U.S. because they're making more money on their real estate investments in the U.S. than they are in Canada, because somehow the Canadian government wants to crash all the housing over there and make it a flat market and then press the reset button and think that's going to fix everything. So is it like we talked about last week? As a seller, you're not going to make any money on that. If it goes flat, you lose all your equity. Okay, now you're going to go and buy something else. So you're doing a lateral move rather than doing an up move or an upscale move where you're taking your money and now you're capitalizing on it, and then you can do a step up on a property rather than going lateral or a step down. That's not the game plan, right, folks? So at the end of the day, you have to take time to sit back and think for yourself about the situation that you're in, whatever it may be, good, bad, ugly, what have you. But again, you have to take yourself out of your situation, focus on where you want to go, where do you want to see yourself, and what type of investor do you want to be, and how you want to build yourself up in 2026. I mean, my God, we're already in May. I mean, before you know it, we're going to be midway through the year, and it's gone by in the blink of an eye. Now, what are we going to do? Now we have to reset for 2027, right? So, and everybody's thinking, well, wait, the market's going to crash, and don't worry, you're going to get your deals and what have you. Folks, in certain countries, if the market's crashing, it better be for a good reason to reset the button and to make it, what they say, affordable for everybody. But let's face facts right now with the world economy, between stocks, between trades, between tariffs and what have you. I know things are out of whack, but you have to navigate through those landmines, and you need to be around people. They always say you don't want to be the smartest person in the room, right? You want to be the dumbest person in the room to learn from the smart people, and you don't say anything, even though we're not saying that we're dumb, but that's my philosophy. I'm not saying that I'm the dumbest person in the room, but I try to act dumb because I want to be with somebody. Let me hear what they have to say. And is it making sense to what I've been studying, what I've been researching? And if I haven't listened to what that person's saying, I'm never going to grow and never going to learn. So I want to be around people that are smarter than me, or at least act like they're smarter than me. And that's okay, because I want to just absorb what they're saying to make me grow as a real estate agent, as an investor, as a representative for both the buyer and the seller, because again, I'm throwing out cliches, right? Knowledge is power only if you use it, right? Because they don't ever say that, they always just say knowledge is power, but you got to finish the sentence. Knowledge is power only if you use it. So just keep that in mind, because here we are throwing out one-liners here. I think I'm doing stand-up here in a comedy club, right? But the thing is here now and moving forward is that how are you making a difference, okay? And that's what I want to see as 2026 moves into mid-year months. It's no better time than to jump in, because things are going to change, folks. I mean, it's a buyer's market in most, cities and countries around the world. You got to take advantage of that, because it's not going to last forever, and things will flip-flop, because they always do. Real estate's always cyclical. So there's going to come a point in time where things are going to change, and you have to be ready for that change. So if you think you're on the bubble and you have that fear factor, you got to throw all caution to the wind. You got to get in there. You got to make your investment. You can make a small one. It's okay. But at the end of the day, you're not going to get hurt, because you're going to make money in the long run. If you're going to hold it, put a tenant in there, make it a short-term rental, or if you're looking to get into the flip game, whatever the case might be, there's ways to make money in real estate. And you want to go and do that because, again, we have a stock bubble. You may have a real estate bubble in certain areas. And everybody says this is going to all pop. But, again, I haven't seen any popping yet. I see it festering. But this is why you get in now before, who knows what's going to happen down the road. Because if we had a crystal ball, we'd all be multi-millionaires, right? But this is what I'm saying. Start having conversations. Take the time. If you have family, talk to your spouse, talk to your family members, kids, what have you. If you're single, you reach out to people that you trust that have already invested in properties, pick their brain. People are willing to help, but you have to ask for it. It doesn't just fall in your lap. If you don't ask, nobody's going to give anything to you, right? So you have to be able to, get out of that pathetic performance. You have to properly plan, right, to prevent the pathetic performance because everybody has a resource, folks. We all have to tap into it. We all know where it is, and we have to find it. If you don't know where it is, you got to find it. But pretty much most of the time, everybody has a resource that they can reach out to. So,
Oh, behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
do it. It doesn't cost you anything. All it costs is time and a conversation. But start having the conversations, folks, because this is where you have to figure out where you want to be. And again, I say this because I see people here, Cabo, New York, wherever I'm traveling, and then start talking real estate. And sometimes they look like they're deer in headlights. They don't even, they can't comprehend, or maybe they just had a bad experience and all of a sudden it's fear factor and then they shut down. But again, you don't have to do it alone. And that's the key, right? A lot of people think they have to do it alone. And you don't have to because everybody, especially like myself, we're here to hear your voice. I'm here to hear your voice, your opinions, what your wants and needs are. So really, in wrapping it up, folks, for the show is what's the latest and greatest really is about you. It's to say, hey, what's the latest and greatest? How you doing? Hello. It's interacting. How are you feeling? Tell me your story. Because we all have one, right? We all have a story. So I always say, hey, what's your story? What's going on? What are you doing? Real estate is an enrichment book of life, right? And it's a great story. And you write that book. That's what makes it exciting. So this is what I'm saying, folks, in essence, is take the time, okay? Focus on what you're doing. Put your action plan. It's all about, everybody says planning. Financial planning, right? You're planning for a wedding, you're planning for reservations for dinner, lunch, whatever. We're always doing some type of planning. You plan for your kids, soccer practice, baseball, football, any type of sports or gymnastics or musical stuff, right? School, where we're planning out. But again, we want to take it in and make it on a real estate component. This is what I'm talking about. Again, I hope this makes sense. And please reach out to me. I'm always here for you. I'm always going to be here for you. And I really appreciate everybody listening. I hope in some way I can get you kind of off the couch, off the chair, put the remote down for the TV, and just kind of listen to what we're saying here. Because again, things are going to start picking up in the future. And in the next couple of months, it's going to be really hot. There's going to be a lot of buzz. A lot of things are going to be coming down the pipeline. Again, the big reveal, as I call 2026, everything starts to come out and they reveal itself that we're hiding in the shadows is coming to fruition, is coming out. And I want to get it out there for you. And I want to give you that yellow book and cheat sheet before there is no cheat sheet, because now everybody's on the same playing field. We want to get you ahead of the game. That's what my job is for. And I'm going to keep continuing to give you the breaking news when it happens. But on that note, I want to say thank you so much. We had a great show today. I got some great shows coming up next couple of weeks, and I can't wait. We got some big announcements that's going to be happening in June. I got to give you a little teaser, keep you on the hook, because it's true. It's coming. I just can't reveal it yet. As I always like to say, it's a NCND, non-compete, non-disclosure. Can't say anything yet, but I can promise you when I do, it is going to be game changer. So on that note, I want to say thank you all. Love you all. God bless. Take care. Hey, you know what the good news is? We're going to do it again next week. Take care.
You have just listened to Getting Home Sourced with your radio host, Gianno Buonaguro. This podcast is a registered trademark and may not be reproduced without the express written consent of VegasHomeSource.com. For additional information about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, call or text Gianno toll-free at 888-528-2810 or visit his website at vegashomesource.com. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.